Welcome to another memorable episode of Voice of Vanita, presented by TFFP, Telugu Families and Friends in Poland. Never stop, keep going. She is a woman who is dynamic and inspiring. She hailed from the beautiful city of Trivandrum, Kerala. Adding another feather to her cap, she recently earned the title Mrs. India Poland. Now, do you got the clue? Whom am I talking about? Yes, you are right. She is Mrs. Aishwarya Suresh. She is a perfect blend of tradition and modernity. Let's go and meet her. Welcome to our show, Aishwarya.
Thank you.
Aishwarya, I know about you and I want our audience to know about you. Can you introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. So I came to Poland 2 years before with my husband. So I work in an IT sector here, and I usually work from home. So it's like my full-time job here. And apart from that, I do community service. I am a part of the Scale Association. And I recently won the Mrs. India Poland pageant. So that has been one of my biggest achievements here. So yeah, that's basically about me. And I came from India, Trivandrum in Kerala, and I'm an only child to my family, so my parents are here. So it was quite a bit hard to move from my family to here in Poland. So in my initial days, so yeah, that's a bit about me.
What a typical day in your life looks like?
So my day starts early, like it'll be a bit of like a very hectic and a busy morning break, and starts with the breakfast, and then soon after that I start with my work, and I usually work from home. I don't go to office regularly, so both me and my husband, both of us work from home. So it'll be morning like a very busy schedule with all the works and the initial sets of cooking, and since I have to look after the home also, so that was a major part of my mornings. And after work I usually try to make sure that I go out for a walk, to have just for peace of mind. So evenings would be like a little walk, or to indulge myself in some kind of an activity for my physical health as well, because you all know, like being in an IT work, it's like mostly sitting for like long 8 hours, and after that you have to take care of yourself. So yeah, a little bit of walk, and I always try to do a early dinner as well, just for my health kind of safety. So yeah, that's how my day looks like.
On a hectic day, how do you motivate yourself?
So I'm a person who plans a bigger picture ahead. So on a very daily basis, a weekly basis, I plan what I have to do. So I make sure that I'm not overloaded with work, even though I have multiple roles to work on. But even though I'm on a very hectic day, I try to stay focused, clear out my things, get a bit of relax, have a walk or have a cup of tea outside, get myself calmed and composed to start off with the bigger picture. So I try to stay focused on my professional work, my personal life. So I try to balance between both, but still even though in a hectic schedule, I like to do my stuffs in a very neat and composed way. So I stay composed on myself. So, yeah.
We all faced stressful situations in our life. So have you faced those struggles or pressures after leaving India and coming here to Poland?
Yes, to be honest, I'm a single child to my family, and all my studies and work and everything was in my same hometown. So moving to a different city and definitely to a different country was a very, very stressful situation for me. And that too, I had a very typical arranged marriage, and moving with someone who is very new to me. After like a couple of months after our marriage, we shifted to Europe. So that initial phase was really hectic, very stressful. I was in a very depressing state because I didn't had any friends here in Poland. I didn't know anybody here in Poland. So the initial phase was really hectic. I went through a very depressing state. I took therapy, like online consultation, talked to a few members, and then I started recovering myself. After a few days, I started attending Indian events, cultural events, community events, and then I kind of had friends with the community people, got to know much of people, had some colleagues in work, and then finally I started recovered myself, and right now I'm in a happy state here.
During the depression situation or state, how do you come out of?
Actually, that state was really bad because there were times I used to sit and cry. I used to call my mom and cry, saying that I want to come back. I don't want to be here, because she was the only person I could actually throw out myself. So I used to do this. I used to tell my husband that I don't want to stay here. But it was a really difficult situation because we as women had this kind of PMSing, mood swings and everything. Along with that, I came in a winter month. I came in November, so it was very moody out there. I had my vitamin deficiency and everything clubbed up together, and it did affect my mood a lot. My focus to work was low. The initial, I would say, like 4 to 5 months were really hectic for me, really stressful. I couldn't focus on anything. Even for the slightest thing, I had disarguments with my husband, and there were times I would not even step out of my bedroom. I would stay indoor. I would be inside my blanket reading a book or something, or maybe not talking to anybody. But eventually I focused on myself. I think at the end, there is no one specifically to help you out of anything. Unless another, you focus on yourself. I don't think there is no particular person coming and giving you. Definitely, there will be friends, family to give you a helping hand.
I was going to ask who supported you during that phase.
Yeah, definitely, my family and my husband was there to help me out. But at a certain phase, I realized that it is you who can help yourself. So I was there, I was really focusing on my mental health, my self-being. The small things really actually matters. The very small thing like getting up in the morning, having a face wash done, doing a skincare for 1 or 2 minutes, it really helps. And I started building a routine for myself. I invested like a couple of hours only for myself rather than the family as a whole. I focused on my small things. Like I started journaling, I started writing, I started reading a lot more, focused on my self-care, skincare. Even there were sometimes on a Sunday or a Saturday maybe, I would go out myself. I would go to a coffee shop, have a cup of coffee, sit, relax for myself, without maybe my family or friends or family or husband, anybody around me. All that little things mattered a lot to me. And then there was that energy from within myself to cope up with the situation. And we are all adaptable at some stage. You will start finding wherever you are, you will start finding that peace of mind. Then eventually, it helped me a lot. It really helped me a lot.
Doing simple things do give us happiness.
And it's really there. Like every woman I spoke to coming to a different country has faced a similar situation. But everyone is trying to help out themselves. That self love is something which is very important nowadays. So that really works a lot.
Yeah, you are absolutely right. Apart from your professional life, what are the other things you are into?
So from my childhood days onwards, I was into dancing. So I used to learn this classical Bharatanatyam dancer and Mohiniyattam dancing from very childhood days. I continued that in my school and college days as well. And one of my other passion was into public speaking. So I used to do this hosting of events. I used to do compare. I used to participate in debates and elocution competitions. So I did that in my school and college days as well. When I was in college, I was part of many cultural clubs. some technical clubs like IEEE, IEDC, like which is more of like an entrepreneurial kind of thing. So I was heading this women in engineering kind of clubs in college. I did represent myself in from college and regional level in Delhi to present the paper. So I was also into a technical person from very in college days onwards. And when I came here in Poland, initially I stepped into the community with this dance thing. So there is a small group here who I did perform with them for dancing, and then now I'm a part of this Kerala community, Kerala Association of Poland, for the welfare and cultural promotion for Kerala people. So I'm also a very active member in that. And finally, I got an opportunity to participate in this 2024 Mrs. India Poland competition, and fortunate enough to win this competition. So that was my, biggest and the latest achievement till now.
Mrs. India Poland 2024. The winner is Aishwarya Suresh.
What was your motivation to participate in Mrs. India Poland pageant?
So from the start itself, I was very curious about this event. Earlier also I was passionate about this fashion, the photo shoots, and I used to admire people who used to win these competitions and even participate. So I had this thing in mind, and definitely there was no opportunities before. So in India we get lesser chance for these competitions like this. So this was my first chance ever. So I thought, okay, I'll give it a try. And for sure I was not even thinking about the next step apart from this elimination round. So I thought I'll go there, give my give my first rounds, and then I'll see whether I'll pass on or not, because I was insecure about myself, physically, even on stage. So I had a lot of insecurities, but I thought, okay, I'll go, I have a try. So I talked with my parents, I talked with my husband, so they were all motivating. They asked me to go and give a try, give a shot and come. Still I had this insecurity in my mind, but I'll go, and I wasn't even reluctant to initially give these auditions, because as I said, I feel myself a bit chubbier, more on a not so kind of a fit kind of person. So I had this initial steps, but yeah, I overcome these hiccups, and I give my auditions, and I fortunate enough to clear the rounds and then go to the finale.
So you won the title, of course, but you mentioned that you faced a lot of insecurities.
Yeah.
And there will be a lot of obstacles, of course. So how did you overcome them?
Actually, coming from a small town Indian family, there is always this misconception that pageants are not something which is for everybody. There is always this thing, you need to be frank, on zero size, you have to be 6 inch tall.
All these things, it's like a preconception enough.
We think that unless we are this figure, or unless we are this height tall, we won't be able to go for this pageant. So this misconception was there, and which was one of my greatest struggle, which was I fighting for myself. And there is another thing, being a married woman going for such pageant. Society, they have this again this conception and this the stigma attached to this pageants, it's something wrong. There is some you always have these stigmas related to movie industry, like photo industry. So they always connect these dots, and there were talks in the family, in back in my hometown, like whether it is right or not. So these all were the initial struggles which I faced, but eventually my family, my parents and my husband were supporting me to the core. So they asked me not to hear what the world is saying, just go ahead. If you're confident enough, just go ahead and go. And so I went on through the auditions and definitely do all the steps, and yeah.
Yeah, confidence was your crown.
Yeah. Thank you.
What are your future aspirations?
I want to excel in my profession where I'm at, but I always adore myself and becoming a entrepreneur on fashion industry, or makeup, fashion, beauty industry. So that is my future aspiration. So I always admire to become an entrepreneur. Like a woman being a help to women is something which I adore for.
If I may ask, what have you learned about yourself while playing multiple roles as a wife, as an IT professional, and winning the title?
We always hear the saying, no, women are multitasker, but I actually really didn't believe in that in myself, that I can switch between these roles, because in my my pre-marriage state, I never used to do any household chores. It was all myself and me. So it's my career, profession, education, and everything. So once married, coming to a new country, doing different roles, like working in a IT profession, IT profession in my specific roles, like being a manager. So I have to really focus on my work. I had to really prioritize my work. But then I did focus on my personal life, my family life, other cultural activities. So, and the pageant actually helped me learn myself that I'm a bit confident enough to do these different roles, to juggle between these. And even once I juggle, I try to focus on the thing which I'm doing currently, and then switch to the other based on the priorities. So that actually helped me learn myself and what my capabilities are. For example, and you need to have a bit of confidence to be in that stage, to talk to people, to walk the ramp out, and all these things that actually build a lot of confidence in me, and that helped me in my profession as well, to talk to people, to build my career, to grow in my career, and definitely to learn myself and evolve myself as a good human being. So that helped me a lot.
What is your word of advice to women who are playing multiple roles?
Right now, everybody is behind success, so I don't think that's definitely a good thing. But the first and foremost thing is to take care of yourself. You'll be playing different roles, but you shouldn't forget to take care of yourself. So you should find time to look after yourself, take care of yourself. Your emotional well-being is one of the most important things. You'll be going through a lot of stuff, work, profession, family, everything. But then at the end, it is you who's going to support yourself. So you should take care of yourself, have some mental peace, get yourself some mental peace and emotional stability and everything, because mental health is really important. So once you're switching between different roles, if you don't take care of yourself, there's nothing success which is going to come out of it. So your well-being is the most important thing, and that is something people forget these days. Especially when a married woman is into a family, she'll be taking care of her husband, kids, and other family members, but at times she forgets to take care of herself. But that should something which even I learned and I try to do, is to take at least 1 hour of the day for myself. So that is one advice I would like to give to everybody, to take care of yourself, to help yourself out, to love yourself. So that is definitely a thing. So yeah.
Aishwarya, this is the fun round in Voice of Vanita. Here are the questions. Your super strength and weakness.
My strength is my ability to adapt to different situations, and weakness is like I hear or I listen to people. I believe them very easily. So that's one of my weakness.
Your role model, dad or husband?
Definitely dad, because he has made a living for me. Like he has brought up me in a such good manner. So definitely my father.
Most favorite personal interest?
My personal interest in terms of hobby, it's reading.
A pivotal moment in your life?
Coming to Poland, changing to a different city.
Yeah. One thing that no one knows about you?
That I'm really scared of stages, but even though I may not look like, but I'm really scared of stages.
That's so nice. So, how do you prioritize oneself when you have so much on your plate? Your tips on that?
So I always plan before ahead, but always my professional thing is first in priority because that is my way of living. So professional things first, then I find time for my personal things. But I always try to plan things ahead so that I'm not in a very hectic situation at a certain point of view. So a day or a week prior, I like to plan my day, my week, so that I'm not hectic with lots of stuff coming together. But always my work first, family second, and then other hobbies, cultural activities, and other things.
Aishwarya, thank you for being a guest in this exciting episode of Voice of Vanita. We're very thankful for you for sharing your experiences, struggles, and advices to women. So here is a token of appreciation from Telugu families and friends in Poland, TFFP, to you.
Thank you so much, and it's been a great opportunity for me to be a part of this event, this episode of Voice of Vanita, and it's a really great initiative from TFFP to bring out the voices of Vanita in Poland. So it will be a great inspiration to all other women who are first coming to Poland, and even they are in Poland. So it will be a great initiative to encourage them in living a good life here in Poland. So, and I truly admire and accept the tagline, "Never stop, keep going." Thank you so much.
Thank you. This is how Indian women in Poland have been proving themselves as an inspiration to others. Until we meet our next guest speaker, take care of yourself.
There is no one specifically to help you out of anything. Unless and other you focus on yourself, I don't think there is no particular person coming and helping, giving you. Definitely, there will be friends, family to give you a helping hand.
I was going to
Yeah,
ask how
yeah.
who supported you during the phase.
Yeah, definitely my family and my husband was there to help me out. But at a certain phase, I realized that it is you who can help yourself.